Good morning, welcome back to a new video. It's a very frosty, cold morning. It's -10 outside, but we want to get the tractor going. It would be ideal to get it going today so we can get the new roll in because it needs to go in. And I really don't feel like rolling one. It would be the best to pick one up and just bring it there. So we have the tractor. Another thing that we want to do, you know, before it gets too cold or before it snows too much, we got to get this done. It is a bit cold for your fingers, but we have to get through it, you know, like fight it. So yeah, as I said yesterday, there was something knocking. So there was something knocking, so we are not getting it in directly. We did open like a little hatch where you can see the clutch and you can see the gears, but it's still really hard to tell if it's too high, too low, too sideways, all of that. So we're gonna take it out and we're gonna check if the clutch is not too low or too high, because the clutch you kind of have to like adjust it when you tighten it. So that's kind of like a problem that we're dealing with. Maybe you can solve that by pressing clutch. I don't really know, but I feel like if you press the clutch, it's just gonna fall down. It needs to have that rod in between. It's a bit of a mess, the pushing back. So let's try to push it all the way back out and see what's going on.
Okay, but we have to work.
Yeah, I'm clean. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay.
Ooh, Peppa's bringing snow.
Okay.
Why is not going? One.
We have a new problem. I think the pin, it's like a pin at next to it is a gear that needs to go into the engine block. I think that is in, and we have a new problem, which is the frame has been welded. I don't know if that's causing the problem, that it was welded without taking it off, so it had like pressure and just fell like down straight away, or it's just, you know, fell down and
the pin is not aligning.
Yeah, the pin that it has, it needs to align into the back of the frame. That's the back frame and this is the front frame, so they align and then you screw them together, and then the engine's in the middle. The engine is aligned, the screw holes are perfect, it's just this one is not. So it was the jack was putting the pressure onto this one, so now we're trying to remove the pressure so we can push the pin back up. So there we go, it's going up. Actually, yeah, I think that could be the weld because it's really resisting me. I mean, I'm also like lifting up the whole engine, as you see. Could that be causing our problem in the first place? Let's get something bigger in here. So we are at the last steps. We're about to close this gap and fully seal the engine back again together with the back. We didn't film much because it was just a mess. I think it's like 2 hours of just trying to push it in, and it's like, you know, really hard for the screws. Once you catch the screws on, then you can screw it and pull itself together, but otherwise it was a giant mess. So we're putting the 2-ton jack underneath a hydraulic jack and pushing the tire, making it push itself back. That was the easiest way to do it. You could not do it anymore with manpower or pushing or tools, anything. So the hydraulic jack really helped us. and then we were able to get the few screws in, and the engine pulled itself forward. The problem here was the engine mount here. This was without screws, it was fully jiggling, so we were pushing this and seeing this one here, this metal bar moving and the engine sitting still. Was like, what's going on? So yes, this was fully detached, no screws at all, so not very safe. But yeah, we solved it. Good that we saw that and not run the engine without its mounts, because that's not good. Then it's holding on mostly on here, and you know, that's not very safe for the engine and healthy for the engine. So now it's much better.
And as you can see, we also took out, we were messing around to figure out how to do it all. We took out the wood.
Yeah, we only put one of these hydraulic jacks, and it's holding. In theory I could let it down and it could hold it. Some of the screws don't align yet. This ones here are really hard to get aligned perfectly, but I can just use the hydraulic jack here and push it to the right way. And on the other side, the problem is they welded it, so it broke here. They welded a plate on it, and when they welded it, you know, the metal wants to warp when it's hot, so it warped, but of course it was screwed on, so it stayed straight. And once we unscrewed it, it kind of popped out. So it was really hard with, we need to use the crowbars and stuff to force it back and screw on one of the screws, and then all the other screws were not matching at all. So it was a big mess. We got that one sorted, but here I can see at the bottom one screw doesn't fit as well, so I have to solve that out. So yeah, but engine is still not closed in, but I think it's straight on and it should just pop right in as soon as we put the screws and start screwing them tight. We have screws in here, the actual engine screws that are holding the engine together with the back. This is just the frame, and this is the engine. We haven't screwed the engine actually in. So once we screw that, it will pull itself in, and I think that will be job done. First put these screws. So we came inside to warm up and have a bit of a coffee time, bit of a break, and we're gonna repair the starter, which is, you know, another problem that we had. And we have the new part here. The old part actually fell out while I was walking, so I just didn't bring it. We don't need it, so this is the new one. The old one, this one here, was broken in half and it just fell off. So that was part that was broken, so this is the new one. And we just need to simply slide it in, I think. Then we have to take a bit of grease, which is this one. We just have to scoop it a bit. We have to put it down where it's gonna be actually moving, which is this small gear against the big gear, to keep running for long. What's going on? There we go. So everything's hooked on except the steering wheel. We don't have the steering, but that's okay, we can live without it. We're not gonna drive it just now, so tomorrow morning I'm gonna get up early and attach the steering wheel. And I think that's the only thing I'm missing is the steering wheel. Yes, everything else I have done, I have attached. I don't have any electronics, none of that. I snipped all the cables off because none of it was safe to use. So only electronics we have is for the starter to start it, and that's it. We don't have a generator, we don't have anything. We don't really need it. We just try to start it now and see if it works. So let's get going. Really hope nothing breaks and explodes. This is where, like, it's scary because, you know, if something cracks or breaks again, you're back to start and look for a new problem. So once I press this button, I will know if everything's okay. as you heard, it was about to start, and it probably would start, but the problem was with fuel, and it could not get any fuel. I opened up all the injectors. Okay, I opened up one injector and then another one, but they're fully dry, not even a drop of fuel was there. So diesel is just not getting there. So our fuel pump is not getting any fuel, and the problem was we need to remove the air. I removed a lot of it. It was starting to pump out fuel whenever, you know, you open everything, you pump, it has like a low pressure pump, so you pump it and the fuel comes out together with air to remove all the air. But that did not do it. It still didn't go, and I checked, it's still dry. And it turns out there's a lot of connections that are loose, and they were either leaking fuel, or some of them, they were coming up lines, were sucking in air. You could hear when I pumped the little pump, it's sucking in air. So that was causing a lot of problems. It was just sucking new air instead of getting rid of the old one. So to solve this problem, I redid all the connections and everything, and I was ready to go. But I pressed the button to start it, and it just clicks instead of starting to turn. And the problem was the big battery has died, and the big battery, as soon as it's below 12, or at 12 it is, I checked 12 volts, it just does not do anything. The other ones will try to turn it, and that one there, somehow it only works when it's fully charged or has enough power to push it. Otherwise it just does do nothing. So we'll have to try tomorrow morning. I really wanted to start it for you guys and for myself, of course, as well. But yeah, we'll do it tomorrow, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna start and run and no problem.
Tomorrow it's gonna run and it's gonna get used straight away.
Straight away.
We don't have time.
We need it now. We literally finished today the hair roll, so it's literally tomorrow we need a new one in. Otherwise we have to roll it by hand, and we really don't want that. It's, you know, taking a lot longer than I expected. Yeah.
So battery is charging, and we're gonna see you tomorrow.
We're gonna see you tomorrow. Hopefully that big giant battery can charge in
few hours,
like 14 hours or something till tomorrow.
Yeah.
When we get it going. But yes, let's hope it can charge, because those ones usually take more than a day to charge. Hope it's at least enough to start it, because we don't need a lot once the fuel is flowing.
Okay.
It should be a click and start. Let's go to sleep because I'm tired. My back hurts. This was a lot of work.
It's cold.
We're working all day.
Hope you enjoy. We have minus 15 degrees right now.
No, so I think it's closer to minus 17, 17, 18.
Okay, so we hope you enjoy.
Very cold.
And we're gonna see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
Hey, don't touch me. Those are very dirty gloves.
Yeah, I'm running away. Bye bye.